we are going to discuss about the remaining one into the function. That last time we discussed about the lambda architecture, how exactly the lambda is work. Okay, and lambda is a keyword, as we know very well. Let me enter someone. Okay, so lambda is a keyword, and now this time we are learning the new the special function which are available inside the Python, that is the map, reduce, and then one is your filter. Okay, these are the function which take function as a argument. Okay, these are the function which take function as a argument. Now what exactly meaning of this is, this mean if I use this map, they are taking two values. The one is the function and the second one is the iterable object. Okay, iterable, the syntax, if I define the syntax for the map, now what exactly the syntax for the same, that you have to pass over here function, and it is mandatory that you have to pass over here iterable objects. Okay, iterable objects. So that's mean the first would be considered as a function and the second one would be considered as a iterable object. Iterable object, for example, your list. Okay, for example, your tuple. Okay, so it is mandatory that you have to pass over here, and it will perform the task of your for loop. Okay, you don't need to explicitly use the for loop here. For the function, that you can use the predefined function as well. For example, str.upper, yes, you can use it, okay, str.lower, yes, you can use this. And what else you can do over here, you can pass your user defined function. Okay, you can pass your user defined function, whatever function that you want to pass. Let's suppose you want to pass it out this upper function, and this upper function is available, we know it very well, into the string class. So what I have to use, str.upper. Okay, that's mean you have to use this upper. So this is the predefined function. Okay, this one is the predefined function that you are supposed to pass over here. Other thing, what you can pass over here, you can pass your own function. Whatever function that you define, let's suppose you define this add function, you can define this add function as well over here. Apart from that, rather than to define a function, what you can do else, you can pass with the help of the lambda architecture. Okay, lambda architecture, as we know very well, the lambda architecture is a one-time usage function. The choice is again here. If you are comfortable with this, go with this. If you are comfortable with this, then go with this. If the problem is sorted by your, the user-defined function, then you can use the user-defined function as well. Okay, that choice is again here. Okay, let me show you first what exactly the map. The map. Okay, when we use map, let's suppose this one is a list. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, this one is the list. Now what you want to do, you want to multiply every item of a list with 2. Okay, you need one new list which will contain the every item multiply by 2. So 10 multiply by 2, that is 20, 20 multiply by 2, that is 40, 30 multiply by 2, that is 60, 40 multiply by 2, that is the 80. Okay, your requirement is this one. Now getting my point? That's mean you are taking a list and your client say, okay, multiply every element via 2 and store it into the this y list. Okay, you have to append this. So very simple. There are how I can achieve this kind of requirement, and what is the the logic for this map. Now when we have to use map, the question is this one: which situation, on which condition that you are supposed to use this map? When, listen carefully, when the number of items exactly same into the output. Okay, exactly same into the output. That's mean what I am doing over here, I am processing each and every element. Okay, I am doing the calculation over each and every element. I am getting the same one. So how many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many I am getting after performing the calculation? 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this scenario, we are supposed to use this map function. So usage of the map. Okay, usage of the reduce. Okay, reduce mean that what you have to do, you have to reduce this element. Okay, what finally you want the sum of all the numbers. Okay, let's suppose your client is looking for this one, 40 plus 30 70, 70 plus 30 100. That's mean you are getting only one output. Okay, the requirement is something like this. After processing all the element, that you are getting only one element. Okay, in this case you will go with the reduce. Now the next one is your filter. Okay, filter mean the name specify itself. That's mean you have to do filterization. I need only those items which are greater than 50, then you will get this 60 and 80. That's it. So filterization where we have to use when we have to perform some kind of condition, at that time we will go with the filter. Okay, so your for loop task is getting reduced. No need to explicitly use your for loop for iterating the objects. You don't need to do the iteration of the for loop. Okay, for example, the same thing, let's suppose I am taking a very simple scenario. What I am doing, okay, I am not touching this time map. Okay, your requirement is this one, 10, 20, 30. Okay, now my client say, okay, every item double it. Okay, double it. For I am making a function for the same def of, okay, let's suppose I am making a function. The function name is double. Okay, double, and inside double I am passing the element I, and it is returning me I into 2. Okay, it's returning me I into 2. Now this one is my function. Now what I have to do, I have to use the for loop for I in, simply you can use L. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to this one, the empty, this one as a empty, the empty list, and here that you have to append y dot append of this function. I am calling this double and I am passing this I over there. Okay, so now what is happening over here, when every value, this 10, the first I value 10, that is over here, and this value is passed into this function, and this function is multiplied 10 multiplied by 2 and returning it 20. So y dot append, we know the append function. Now inside y the 20 is appended. Okay, in the next iteration, now this time I value become 20, this 20 is passed over here, and this function is called, and this function will 20 multiplied by 2, that is 40. Okay, in the third case you are processing the same thing. Okay, so this is the normal way, whatever we did till now, this is the normal way. Okay, so same thing I am achieving with your the concept, that is the map. Okay, map. So in this map I have to use, because how many items are there, every item that I have to double. That's mean if I pass the 10 items, then I will get 10 items. If I pass 3 items, then I will get the 3 items. The syntax for the same is map. Okay, then you have to pass this function. Okay, and after that you have passed to iterable object. Okay, iterable object. So iterable object, we know it, this one is the iterable object. So how I can use this? Okay, I am using this function this time. I am just using this function this time. Okay, because I know this map is taking function as a argument, and I have available this function, that is the double function is there. So for the same, now understand it, very simple, y is equal to, okay, map of that this function double, this function that is double, and this is the list is this L. That's it. Your task is done. Okay, so this will return me the map object, but I have to do the typecasting. For the typecasting over here, that I have to use this list. Now this become into the list. So this is the concept, rather than using this for loop, because for loop again iterating each and everything, the map function is processing each and every item. Okay, processing each and every value that is available inside this list. So this is another way. Because I have this function. Okay, I have this function. Now I passing this function over here, I pass this function, double function over here. Okay, now the third way, the same thing achieved with the third way, that is the lambda architecture. Okay, I know lambda is one time usage function, so rather than pass over here this function, what I am doing, I will make the help of the lambda architecture. For the same, what I will do, list, okay, list map. Now this time I am doing over here lambda, okay, lambda x colon x into x, okay, and comma, but you have to pass, or you can use over x into 2, because we are doubling the element. Okay, not multiplying by that. Okay, so x into 2, then what you have to pass over here, this list. That's it. This will give you the same output. Choice is again your one way, the simple way, you know this concept, you can use this concept. Okay, second way, you know this, you know the another way, that is the map, and you know map take a function and you have a function that passing this function. Okay, third way, Okay, the same thing, you don't need to use this one, you don't need to do this scenario, just take this data and process with the help of map, and inside map that you are using the taking the advantage of this lambda architecture, because lambda we know that is the anonymous function. Okay, I will show you all the concept over here so picture would be more clear. Okay, the first case, this one is my list 10 20 30. Okay, I am making a function def double, I am making a function def double, it's take the value and after that it's returning me a return of 2 into x. Okay, 2 into I. So this my function is ready. The way number 1 we know very well, this one is a empty list. Okay, this one is a empty list, and way number 1 for I in L, then what you have to do, y dot append of your this one. I am calling this function double and I am passing it over here. So let execute it, and what you will get after printing y, now you are getting this double of every element. Okay, so this is one way. Second way, we know, okay, we know I am taking this time empty list. Okay, so this time I am taking this xx is equal to empty list. So I know the map, okay, so for the same xx is equal to map of, okay, map of this one. I am passing this function double. Okay, I am passing this function double and I am passing the iterable object, that is the list. Okay, now xx you will get, xx is a object. Okay, this object that I have to typecasting into your list object. So now you are getting the same output, you can check it out. Oh, with this you are getting the same output. The third number case, okay, third number case, I am taking again a one list that is jz. Okay, jz. So this time I am using the help of the lambda architecture. So map, okay, lambda x colon x multiplied by 2, okay, and I am passing this L. So that's it. Now you are getting the same output. In the case number 1, choice is again your. Whatever feel you comfortable, you can go with this. Okay, you like this, go with this. You like this way, go this way. You like this way, go this way. Okay, so this is the concept of the map. Okay, I am taking one more example for the same the map concept. I am taking one small, the concept for the day. So let's suppose I am using this time predefined function. Okay, this one is my list, and let's suppose here the name is Ram. Okay, here the for example another name Alex. Okay, the next is your, let's suppose, John. Okay, now my requirement is to convert this into the uppercase, and I have to assign that into the YY. Okay, into the YY list. So one way we know it very well, for I in, okay, for I in this XX, then what you have to do, y dot append of xx dot upper. So this is the one way, okay, which you can achieve the same output. Sorry, I think there is some mistake over there. UPPER y dot append list object, and no, okay, sorry. So you have to use over here I. Okay, I did a mistake. I am closing it. Okay, let me reopen it so picture would be more clear. I am copying this data. Okay, I am closing it, I am reopening it. Okay, so now okay, my requirement is, I am repeating the same concept. My requirement is, the one is Ram, okay, and the second one is, the Alex, and the third one is your John. Okay, so first way, my client say, okay, capital, I need the output into the YY into the capital format. For the same, what I have to do, for I in XX. Okay, so y dot append of I dot upper. Okay, this is the one way. This one is the one way. Now inside y, that you are getting the Ram, Alex and John. Same thing can be done with the help of your map function. So map, we know it. we have to first convert it into the list, and then we are using the map. Inside map, so this is the string class object, string dot upper, okay, string dot upper, and what you have to pass over here, this list, the list is xx. So same output in a single line of code, okay, in a two line of code. So choice is again your, in which field you are comfortable, go with that, okay, which case you feel comfortable, just go with that, okay. So this is the concept of your map. So where you are using for loop for the iterable object, you can take the advantage of this map as well. So choice is again your, okay. So the next one is your map, reduce and filter, okay. So next one is your reduce. So how I can use the reduce, understand this concept. So I am minimizing it, okay. So reduce, I know it, okay, I know it very well. So how I can reduce mean, if I am getting 10 items, okay, if I am taking the list of the 10 items, then I have to generate only one item, okay. So that's mean I am reducing it, I am squeezing it. So at this situation, the choice is again your, you have normal function, okay, and you are supposed to use the reduce. Choice is again your, for example, okay. So for using the reduce, okay, if you are supposed to use the reduce, then make sure you are importing the reduce. So for importing the reduce from, okay, this is mandatory one in the case of reduce, because reduce is not available, okay. So you have to explicitly import it inside your program. For importing it, that we will use from func tools, okay, from func tools, import star, okay, import star, because this is not available, this reduce kind of thing is not available. First I have to import this reduce, okay. Don't worry about it if you don't have clarity about this concept, what is the meaning of the from, what is the meaning of the import. After this we are moving to this concept, that is the module, okay. After function we are moving to this concept, that is the module. So don't worry about it for this point of time, just take it, okay. You have to import it, okay, but picture would be more clear when we will learn the module concept. So if I simply elaborate it, from func tool, import star, okay. The meaning of the star is whatever function inside available this function tool module, just import them, all import, okay. If you want to specifically import one, then what you have to use over here, okay, I want to import only reduce, so I have to use over here reduce, okay. So I have to use over here reduce. That's mean if I read this line in the English terminology, from func tool, import reduce, very simple. From this package, that's mean it's a module. Inside this module there are n number of function. The one function that I am importing it, that is the reduce. Otherwise, if you don't know, okay, then you can simply use this star. Star mean import all the function which are available into this file, just import them all, okay. Later on the picture would be more clear when we will move to the module topic, don't worry about it, okay. So from func tool, import reduce, I am importing this reduce. Now for reducing, very simple concept, L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay, very simple. Then what you have to do, result, okay, I am taking a result is a variable, and inside result reduce, okay, reduce, then again the lambda, okay, lambda x, okay, x comma y, okay, x comma y, understand it, I explain it, colon your, let's suppose you want to sum all the element, x plus y, that's it, okay. Now you might have heard about the concept of the accumulator, okay. So this is just like accumulator. Inside first iteration, what is happening over here, inside this 10 you are getting, inside this x you are getting 10, inside your y you are getting 20. Now this operation is performed, 10 plus 20. Now this 20 is allocated to, this 30 is allocated to x, okay. In the next iteration that you are getting this 30, so x 30, y 30. So here now operation is performing 30 plus 30, okay. Now this time the 60 is allocated to x, okay, and the next value that is allocated to y. Now 60 plus 40, that is 100, Okay, so this is the concept of the accumulator. Okay, if you are coming from the digital electronics background, so might be you have heard about the term inside your digital electronics subject, that is the concept of the accumulator. So same thing, or inside the computer architecture subject if you are coming from the computer science background. So this is exactly same like this. So that this is the working of this, you know, this reduce function. So one time, the first time these two values are allocated, then it works as a accumulator. It will hold the previous value and into the next variable it will take the new value. So this one is the concept. So here I didn't pass, okay, I didn't pass this L. So you have to pass this L because L is containing the items. L is containing the item. So this is the way by which you can use the reduce. Okay, let me show you the usage for the same, then the picture would be more clear. Let me show you. For example, okay, for example, this is a list 10, 20, 30. Okay, for the same, now I am simply using it. Okay, I am simply using reduce. Okay, now you will get the error message. Reduce REDUCE. Okay, reduce. Then you are passing this lambda, LAMDA, lambda. Okay, lambda. Then x comma y colon x plus y. Okay, so now you are getting the error message. The reduce is not defined. From import. Okay, sorry, from func tool, FUNCTOOLs, func tool, import star. Star mean I am importing all the function which are available into this. So same thing I am using. Now this time 2 argument pass, I give only 1. Sorry, again I have to pass the L, the iterable object, on which iterable object that I want to perform this kind of function. So I have to again pass this L. When I print this L, now you are getting the output. Okay, you are getting the output. So this is the way. This is the way by which you are performing the concept of the reduce. Okay, so explicitly here no need to convert it into the list because you are getting only one value after reducing it. So one more, if I do it x multiplied by y, perfectly same, you are getting this output, that is the 6000. So this is the concept of the reduce. Choice is again here. If you are not comfortable with it, then what you can do, you can again, you know, again create your own function, and after creating your own function, just convert it into that particular requirement without explicitly lambda. So you are supposed to use the, you know, your own function. So make your own function and pass it, and then you will get the proper output. So this is better way. So when we use this kind of function, then we always give the preference to the lambda architecture. Okay, so the next one is the third one is reduce, and the next one is your filter. Okay, filter automatically specify the on some criteria that you are supposed to do the filterization. Okay, for example, filter. Okay, so how I can perform the filter? Very simple. Very simple idea. Just understand it. Understand the filter. So for the filter, let's suppose you have a score. Okay, you have a score. Let's suppose random score. Okay, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Okay, you are getting the random scores. Now your requirement is the score which are greater than 50. That I need only those. For the same, the first way what you will do, def. Okay, def is greater. Okay, you are passing over here. Okay, the score, and then you have to return. Okay, if this score is greater than 70. Okay, the score is greater than 70. This is the one way. I am not showing now this time this way. I am directly moving to the filter criteria. Okay, so for the filterization, what you will do? Very simple concept. Okay, so for the filterization, you have to again convert list. Then you are supposed to take the advantage of this filter. Now filterization. Here you have to pass your lambda architecture. Lambda. Okay, lambda colon. Okay, lambda colon. Then lambda x colon x greater than whatever your criteria, greater than 50. Okay, then you have to pass this s. That's it. Now inside x, the first value is 70. Okay, 70 is greater than 50. It will return true. That's mean you will get the 70. Now in next iteration, the 60, now 60 is greater than 50, true. 50, 50 no, 40 no, 30 no, 20 no, 10 no, 5 no. So what output you will get? You will get only 70 and 60. Let me show you the same. Let me show you the same. Then the picture would be more clear. Very simple. Now this is my L. So I am making a condition over here. List of filter of, okay, filter of that what I want to filterization, lambda x colon x greater than 20. So in this case I will get only one value, okay, and you have to do this. Now you are getting only one value, that is 30. So this is the way by which you can use the lambda expression. Okay, I am taking one more example over here. Okay, I am taking one more example over here. For example, this one your list. Okay, this one your list. It contains only number. It's contain the names. Let's suppose my name. Okay, Nitin. Palindrome. We know the concept of the palindrome very well because we did the assignment for the same. Okay, CMP. Okay, and there is one more name, that is the John. Okay, there is one more name, that is again palindrome, MADAM. Okay, now my requirement is that I have to find out the, you know, the palindrome from this entire list. So how I can perform this? Okay, understand this concept, very simple. Filterization, because I have to do the filterization, and filterization based on some condition. What is that condition? If the reverse and, you know, the actual value and the reverse of that value is true, then you have to return that value. So this is my condition basically to check the palindrome. We know it very well how we can find it out palindrome or not. Okay, I am taking very simple example. Okay, if this one, if x double equals to x colon minus 1. Okay, now it's true. That means it's a palindrome. So it will return me that particular object. So how I can achieve it? Very simple. List. Now filter. I have to do filterization on some condition. So lambda. Okay, lambda architecture I am using over here. So word, I am getting a word. Okay, if. Now it is my condition. If word double equals to word of colon minus 1. Okay, minus 1. So this one is my condition. Okay, if it is true, then return me whatever the base on this condition. So now what is happening over here? In the first case, the word is coming Nitin, and then I am checking on this condition, word double equals to word colon minus 1. So if this criteria is true, then filterize it. Okay, so filterization. Then when I press, okay, I forgot to close one more parenthesis. Now you are getting only madam. It's why it's not giving me NATIN. Okay, I did, yes, I did a mistake over there. So the madam is only the palindrome. Okay, so this is the scenario. This one is the scenario. So this is all about your map, filter and reduce. There is one more term that is called zip. Okay, zip. So zip is again sometime used. So how I can use zip? Now understand it. Let's suppose this one 10, 20, 30. Okay, and there is one more list. Let's suppose Y. Okay, there is one more list. Let's suppose Y. And what you want to do here A. Okay, here B. Okay, here C. So I want output. What output I want? Very simple output I want. I need this. Okay, I need this 10 comma A. Okay, I want to convert something like this. That's mean I am joining these two basically two lists. Okay, so I will get in the second this one. Okay, B. In the third case I will get this one, that is 30 comma C. Okay, I want this output. Now this is my requirement. My client says, okay, concat these two. So there is one very beautiful function. That function is called zip. Okay, so for the zip you have to pass L comma Y. That's it. Okay, now it is converted into the zip object, and we know it. If it is an object of the zip, then you have to convert it into the list. For converting it into the list, what you will do? Simple. Now your task is done with the help of single line of code, with the help of this zip. So I am zipping out the zipping out these two and converting it into something like that. But make sure when you are using this zip, the both items should be equal. Otherwise you will get the error message. Okay, let's suppose here I again pass D. So let's see, it will give you the error message in this case. It will 90%, no, it won't give you the error message. But in the case of map, if you are implementing, on this type of concept onto the map, then make sure the item should be same. But inside zip, it consider only those items. Whatever matched over there, it consider those items. But in the case of map, if you are performing the same thing with the help of map, then you make sure, that means you are using you are using the inside both lists, the item should be same, otherwise you will get the error message. So this type of requirement sometimes we need badly, so at that time you can take the advantage of this zip. So zip is a predefined function. With the help of this zip, that you have to pass to iterable objects and automatically it will add. Okay, let's try for one more. Now this time I am taking one more list, and inside this list, let's try this whether it's work on 3 or not. It should be work 10, 20, 30. Okay, so this one is a Z. Now I am passing L, Y, Z. Yes, it's working perfectly. So your task become very easy. Okay, your task become very easy. So I think the picture is clear about it. Picture is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So this is all about your map, reduce, filter, and one more is that is zip. Eventually it came inside my mind and I explained it. So anyone having doubt before moving further, please let me know. No? Okay. So so we learn about almost everything is covered inside your function. There are one or more few topics are left. The topic is the next function. We learn about function, the basic function. Okay, then we learn about the types of arguments. Okay, and we know types of argument, how many types are there. Then we learned about lambda, an ominous function. Okay, then we learn about the special function, filter, map, reduce, and zip. Okay, and now the next concept, very simple concept, that is called function aliasing. Okay, this is the very simple, the same exactly same concept, that is called function aliasing. The same alias we already studied into the list case 10, 20, 30. Okay, now if y is equal to L, what is the meaning of this? Y and L both are same. If I talk about y, the output is exactly same. If I talk about L, the output is exactly same. Okay, so this the same thing implemented inside this function, that is called function aliasing. No need to explain more. I will show you just a simple, the syntax for the same. Def of wish name. Okay, whatever name you are getting, you are just printing. It's a very simple function. Okay, you are printing hello. Okay, then you are printing name. Very simple and small function. Now what I am doing, this is the name of this one is the function. If I call this function wish of Ravi, the output would be hello Ravi. Okay, now this time what I am doing, I am making a aliasing of this function. So I am making greeting is equal to wish. Okay, greeting is equal to wish. So make sure when you are making aliasing, so you don't need to use over here parentheses. Okay, you don't need to use over here parentheses. So keep this point into the mind. When you are using the concept of the aliasing, then you are not supposed to use the parentheses over here. Okay, I will tell you why not using the parentheses over here. Now if I call this greeting, okay, greeting of Ravi, the output is exactly same, hello Ravi. Okay, the output is exactly same. Whether the name you like, you don't like the name of wish, so what you can do, you can simply take the name of this one is the greeting. Okay, choice is again here. So this concept is called aliasing. Both the, if I check the ID of greeting, okay, if I check the ID of wish, the both are the same. There is no difference. Okay, there is no difference between the memory addresses of this Ravi and the memory address of this wish. So this is the concept about the very simple and small concept, that is called function aliasing. Okay, so there is one more last concept that is called nested function. Okay, nested function. Now name specify itself. The function inside function. Okay, the function inside function, that is called nested function. I am repeating once again. As we learn it, nested for loop. Okay, the nested for loop. So nested for loop. The same concept over here. The function inside function is called nested function. Okay, so how we can implement it? Now understand it. So I am making a one function, def of outer. Okay, def of outer. So this one is my outer function. Okay, this one is my outer function. Now here I am calling, I am writing print I am outer function. Okay, I am outer function. Okay, just I am printing over here, I am the outer function. Inside outer, okay, inside outer, yes, we can define it, inner classes or inner function, yes, that is feasible. Inside outer, I am defining one more function, that function is called def of inner. Okay, def of inner. So inside outer, I am defining one function, that function name is inner, and here I am calling print of I am inner function. Okay, inner function, just simple, very simple to make the things more clear. Okay, so here now inside outer, okay, inside outer, now what I am doing, I am calling inner, I am calling inner. So this is the calling, okay, this is the calling of the inner function, where inside inside outer. So because what I am doing, I am making a outer function. Okay, I am making a outer function. Inside outer function, I am defining one more function, that function is called inner, and inner function is called where? Inside outer. Now when I call this outer, okay, when I call this outer, now I am calling this outer. I will show you practically, then the picture would be more clear. When I will call this outer, so what output come first? This one, I am outer function. Okay, you will get I am outer function. Okay, I am outer function. So here, after executing this line, now it will move to this one. Now this is the calling of the inner inside outer. So output would be print I am inner function. So this is the concept of the nested function. Okay, I know you won't get clarity over here. So let me show you this practically, then the picture would be more clear. After watching practicals, the picture becomes more clear. So I am writing over here function def, okay, def of, let's suppose the function is outer, very simple. Okay, then inside outer, that I am saying print of I am outer function. Okay, I am outer function. Okay, now inside outer, I am defining one more function, inner. Okay, and here I am printing print I am inner function. Okay, so I am calling this function. Before calling, I am just printing a the information message. Outer calling, spelling mistake, don't worry about it. Outer calling inner. Okay, outer calling inner. Okay, then I called this inner. Now the picture would be more clear. Okay, so outside this I am calling outer. Now outside this I am calling outer. So I am saving it, file, save as, let's suppose inner outer dot py. So I am executing it now. Okay, I am executing it. So here pi space inner outer. So now you will get the output. Okay, now understand the first output. Understand the first output. The first, this line is executing. Okay, this line is executing print I am outer function, and inside outer I define a new function, that is the inner function. Okay, and after printing this line is executed, print outer function calling. After this one, I call this inner function, and inner function contain I am the inner function. So you are getting this output. If I don't call it, if I don't call it, now what will happen? Now understand it. CLS. Okay, now what will happen? Now you are getting only two outputs because I didn't call it. Okay, I didn't call it. So output is I am a outer function and I am outer calling inner. Okay. So now what I want, listen carefully. I want this inner function outside outer function. Now this is just like a concept of this one. Just understand this concept. This is your body, and this is your brain. Okay, this is your brain, something like this. Now concept is I want to use your brain. Okay, I want to just use your brain. So that's mean I have to give access my brain outside my body. I have to give access of my brain outside of my body. Understand my point? Please listen carefully. This is your body and this one your brain. So what I want basically, I want your brain access outside your body. Okay, outside your body. So now understand how I can perform this. So I am writing over here xx is equal to this one. Now I am calling this xx. Now you can get output. I am removing, I am copying this line and I am printing over here. Print. Okay, now you will get the more clarity. This is a little tricky concept. Now you will get more clarity. Now xx, I am calling xx. Okay, let try it. It would be work. 90%, 100% it should be work. No, it's giving me error, but it is possible. xx, so because this is the concept. Yes, okay. So this is the way. Now you can understand it. Why it's 88 is coming. Why 88 is coming? I don't know why 88 is coming. Okay, because I specify over here. Okay. So outer calling inner, but here I am inner function. So let me 1 second print of this one. So let me 1 second. None, it's returning none. Okay, sorry. How I can use it? Okay, let me correct this. So if I want to use your brain outside your body, so for that concept, okay, I forgot one thing. For that concept, what I have to use? I have to return. Okay, because if you are allow me to give your brain outside your body, then I am supposed to use your brain. So here what you have to do, you have to use return. Okay, return RETURN, return inner. Now it will work fine. Okay, now it will work fine. Okay, I will explain you, just have patience because I know this concept is not clear to you guys. Okay, so now it will work fine, 100% it will work fine. I am outer function. Okay, and then you use it. Now this time you have to use it like this. So let me show you. Okay, now the perfect 100% picture is clear. Now I will explain each and everything, have patience. So first concept I told you the concept of the aliasing. Okay, when I am using the aliasing, then no need to give this parenthesis. Okay, now this is the concept of the aliasing. Understand my point? This is the concept of the aliasing. Now when you use these parentheses, it's mean this function is returning a function and that returned function is catched by this xx function, xx variable. Okay, now this xx variable becomes the function. Now I think the picture is clear. So now this is the concept, this is your body, and inside body that's your brain, but I want your brain outside your body. That is my concept. So for until unless you won't give me permission for the same, I am not supposed to use your brain outside your body. So for the same, what you have to do, you have to return this function. Okay, you have to return this function. When you return this function, then I am able to catch your brain. Okay, then I am able to catch your brain, and your brain is catched by this xx function. Okay, this xx variable. Now this xx variable become this. Okay, now this xx variable become this. Whatever coding that you perform inside this, now this become this exactly treat as. Now the name has been changed of your brain. Now it will, I give the assigned new name, that is my friend's brain. Okay, so my friend's brain. So I think the picture is clear, or note this one. So I think the idea is again clear. Idea is again clear. When you have to use this parenthesis and when you don't have use these parentheses. Again, its choice is yours. Whenever you are doing the aliasing, then no need to give this parenthesis. When you are catching your, the inner function from the outer function, at that time you are supposed to perform these parentheses. Okay, now this is the concept of outer inner function is returned by outer function. Okay, I think picture is clear or not? Is anyone having doubt? Please let me know before proceeding further. Anyone? Because these are little new concept for you guys and little tricky to the digest, because this is a little advanced concepts. Okay, you won't get anywhere easily. Yeah, please.
Sir, if we run the outer without parentheses, so it will give the same result also.
Yeah, the functionality of same. Let me show you. Sorry. Now what do you want? If I use this,
Yes.
okay, then it's mean the aliasing. So now when I print xx, it will give me the I am the outer function. Okay, let me show you this. It will give you this. I am the outer function only. That's it. Now it's saying I am the outer function, as you can see over here. If I use this, now the output would be changed. If I use this, then the output would be I am the inner function. Okay, I am the inner function. So this is the concept. When you are because this concept might be asked into the interview room. What is the difference between this? If I am the interviewer, definitely I will go with this kind of concepts. So anyone having doubt, please let me know. Okay, very good. So now, okay, I am showing you one more new, the advanced concept that is again little tricky to digest. Please understand, try to understand it, because that is little difficult, little diplomatic to understand the concept. So the next concept is called decorators. Name specify itself. Decorators, to make you beautiful. Now what exactly? First understand the concept in the layman term, then we will move to the technical terms. So decorator, okay, decorator. So decorator, okay, the decorator. Now understand it. How exactly the decorator treated? Okay, so let's suppose a girl enter into beauty parlor, and what outcome is there? A beautiful heroine is out. Okay, just understand this concept. A girl enter into the beauty parlor, and after make the decoration, after make the the makeup, okay, decorator, then a beautiful bride, or you can say the beautiful girl, came out. So this is the concept of the decorator. Exactly same. Okay, the main objective of decorator function is when we have extend the functionality of existing function without modifying it. Listen carefully. When I want to extend the functionality of a function without changing it, this is the little tricky. Okay, for example, in one, just take a layman technical example. So just very simple example. When the Ram is coming, the function says welcome Ram. Okay, the function says welcome Ram. When Sham is coming, it says Sham, you are not supposed to enter into my system. Just like this one example. Because the function is same, I am using both time the same function, but the functionality is extended. All users are coming, I am saying welcome. When the Sunny is coming, when the Sham is coming, then I am saying it, no Sham, you are not authorized the user. For everyone the same function is using. Okay, but this time I make, when the Sunny came, when the Sunny enter into my system, I say Sunny, you are not authorized. Okay, so this concept is implemented with the help of decorators. Okay, extended the functionality of function without modifying it. That concept is decorator. Beautiful lady enter, a girl enter into the beauty parlor, the same lady, but the functionality extended. Beautiful bride or beautiful girl came out from the beauty parlor. This is the concept of the decorators. Exactly same over here. Okay, so little that tricky to digest. Please try to understand the concept, what exactly this is. Okay, so what I am doing what I am doing I am making a function. Okay, I am making a function def of wish. Very simple. Okay, def of wish, that's very simple, and it's taking a name, and name, after that what I am doing, I am printing hello. Okay, hello comma name. Okay, hello comma name, then good morning. Okay, good morning, that's it, very simple. Okay, now again I am making one more function. Okay, this function name is decor, def of decor. Okay, def of decor, and is taking function as a argument. Okay, it's taking function as a argument. This function take a function as an argument. Okay, just keep this point into the mind. This decor is not a keyword. You can use your own name, anything that you can use, but for the reference I am taking a decor. Okay, so you guys are supposed to take your own name, Harry, Very, Sherry, Ram, Sham, Mohan, whatever you want to take, you can take. But this function take function as a argument, because I have to pass this function over here, then the functionality of this function would be extended. Okay, so the next is, okay, now this time def of inner. Okay, I am specifying the def of inner, and it's taking the name. Okay, it's taking the name, and what I am doing, if name is equal to, okay, if name is equal to, let's suppose Sunny. I am taking Sunny. If the name is Sunny, then what do you have to do? Print. Okay, print hello Sunny, bad morning. Okay, hello Sunny, bad morning. Okay, and after that what do you have to do? Else normal, you have to func. Okay, func, and then you have to pass name, and then you have to return inner. Okay, you have to return inner. Okay, so this is my common normal function, and this one is my decorator. Okay, so I am extending the functionality of this function without modifying it. I am making a decorator. Okay, I am making a beauty parlor for the same. Inside beauty parlor, every name, when it will get Ram, Sham, Mohan, Sohan, Rohan, Vohan, whatever name it will get, it will print hello Ravi, whatever name you pass, good morning. If the name enters Sunny, okay, if the name enters Sunny, the same function I am passing the the same thing, the same function name I am passing the Sunny, and then it will return me hello Sunny, bad morning. Okay, hello Sunny, bad morning. So this type of, that's mean I am extending the functionality of this function without modifying it. So this concept is called decorator. How I can use it? So this is called annotations. Okay, this is called annotations. Okay, this with the help of the @ that's mean this is called annotation. And now I am passing, I am calling this function wish of. Now this time I am passing name Ravi. Okay, same thing, I am passing name, that is Ravi. Okay, and second case I am passing, okay, I am passing inside Ravi, I am passing Ram. Okay, now again I am passing over here, this time Sunny. Okay, this time Sunny. Now understand the concept. Now I am executing it. You will get the output. Okay, wish, I think the spelling mistake somewhere, invalid syntax for the Ravi. Okay, let me check. I think the spelling is mistake. Wish, but it should be work. It should be work. Wish name. So it's saying me wish invalid syntax. Okay, just wait for a second. For defining the function, that I have to define the decorator for the same. Okay, now it will work fine. Now it will work exactly same what we are looking for. I explain you, just wait for a second. Okay, now this time the Ram is coming. Okay, here the Sunny. Okay, now you can check the output. The same function, I pass the value into the same function. Now you are getting the output. Hello Ravi, good morning. Hello Ram, good morning. Hello Sunny, bad morning. When the name Sunny occurs, that means that is not allowed. So I can restrict. Okay, I can restrict. So without changing the functionality of this, I didn't change even the single code over this. I always call this function, but before calling this function, I make a decorator for the same. And now let me explain what exactly happening over here. So this function, okay, this function, before using this annotation, okay, before using this annotation, this function is passed over here. Okay, this function is passed over here, the complete this one. Whatever name I pass, Wish Ravi. Now the Wish Ravi is come inside this. Now this become the function. Okay, this is just like a concept of like this one. FUNC, and FUNC I am passing over here the Wish, and I am passing the name Ravi. Okay, I am passing this name Ravi. Now just take a simple scenario. Okay, I am passing it. So this function is passed over here. So def of inner, and this is taking a name, that is the inner, name. If name double equals to Sunny, then print hello Sunny, bad morning. Else the function name, then this criteria would be implemented. And it is returning me this one. So it is little, little difficult to digest, but this is the concept that is called a decorator. Sometime you will find a code with the help of decorator. So this is the concept, that is the last concept inside the function, and the advanced concept that is called the decorators. So I know you have doubt over this. Please go little bit, the Google. You will get the more clarity, because this is little difficult to digest. And yes, these type of things are implemented inside the Python. So this concept is called annotation. Okay, this concept is annotation. Just understand the concept, what exactly happening over here. Before implementing this function is passing through the decorator. So this function is passing through the decorator, and after processing to the decorator, that I am getting the final output. So this is just like this concept. So here I define my logic. If the name is coming like a Sunny, then you have to print this hello Sunny, bad morning. Else that you have to just implement this function, that is this one. Okay, so this is returning me, and after returning me I am getting the output. So if I removed it, okay, so now what you will get? You will get the same output. Hello Sunny, good morning. Hello Ram, good morning. Hello Ram, good morning. But before this, if I implement this decor, okay, then now the functionality is extended. Without changing the code, now the functionality is extended. So this one is the concept of the decoration. Okay, this one is the concept of the decoration. Okay, let me show you one more example. That's make more sense. Okay, the picture would be more clear. So I'll try to give you one more example, little useful example. Okay, so this time what I am doing, I am making a the function. Okay, I am making a function. That function is your smart underscore division. Okay, smart underscore division, and it's taking a function. And now let me remove this code now, and I'm making a one more inner. Okay, def of inner a comma b. Okay, def of inner a comma b, and after that let me print we are dividing. Okay, we are dividing comma a with b. Okay, just for the information message. Okay, if b double equals to 0, if the b is 0, then you are printing the message, print cannot divide with zero. Please check. Okay, please check. Now else part, else return func func of a comma b. Okay, simple. Now this function is returning me inner, return, because it is important to return inner. Okay, now I am making def of one more function. Okay, division, division, and it's taking two value, a comma b. So now it's returning me return of very simple, a divided by b. Okay, so when I call this print of, let's suppose division, division of 10 divided by 5. Okay, in the second case I am doing 10 divided by 0. Okay, now run it without decorator. First I running it without decorator. Now you are getting the I think the error is a missing argument b. So sorry. So you have to pass like this. Okay, so now you are getting the output. First case they implemented successfully, second case cannot, that is zero division error. Okay, zero division error. Now I am, before processing it, I am calling the smart divisor. Let me check it will work or not. Smart divisor. Okay, division. Okay, so I am calling this decorator this time. Okay, so
Spelling mistake.
yes, SMARTDIVISI. Okay, I do extra. So okay, now you can check it out. We are dividing 10 with 0. We are dividing 10 with 0. Cannot divide with 0. Please check. Okay, please check. So this is the concept. This one is the concept that you can use into the such kind of scenario. I didn't change even a single line of code of this, but I extended the functionality of this, this normal division to the smart division calculator. So this is all about your function. I try to cover each and everything. Okay, so for this type of things you have to take the help of the Google, because this type of things are used when you are designing the websites. Okay, if you want to establish your career into the website, at that time the decorators are used at most of the time, but into the machine learning, into the deep learning, very rarely used. So no one gonna to teach when you take the course of the deep learning or the machine learning. This type of things nobody gonna to teach you. But yes, these types of things are available inside the Python. So when you want to establish your career into the web development kind of things or web application kind of thing, then the decoration are highly used over there, because you have to make the classes and you have to change the functionalities. The same example, when the person is coming from the from China, then you are supposed to block it. If the request is coming from the China, that's mean it is suspected, you are supposed to block it. So the function is same, but when the Chinese request is coming out, then your smart decorator is working at that time. So this type of things are implemented on that type of scenarios. But you should have now clarity, the basic idea, what exactly the the decorators. Yes, there is one more term that is called decorator chaining as well. So we are not going into that. So try to understand this concept and implement the function in great detail, because functions are highly used. Whenever you write a code into the production, into the real time scenario, function, yes, used, they highly used. Sometimes the classes are also used. Okay, so any question till now? So your function topic is over, and the next topic is your modules. I will cover the module. After that I am repeating the same thing, the file handling. Okay, for this weekend I will cover to the file handling, because some of the students who are not still cover the file handling. So tomorrow class would be on modules. Okay, so I will teach you the modules and the very simple topic, very easy topic, everything is same, exactly same, that you have to convert it into the module, that's it. Note this one, the simple function that now I will teach you how you can convert it into the modules. So don't worry about it, very easy topic. If you have good clarity about the function, then you can easily learn that kind of things, because that is the exactly same, whatever you learn into the function, exactly same, but that time you have to just place these function into one separate file, and that file that you have to call into your own requirement. Okay, so don't worry about it, very simple concept. And after tomorrow I will take the classes of file handling, because Vikas sir, Mohammed sir and Ajay sir, the file handling is still remaining. The person who want to join for, I will share the link for the same, but who wants to repeat their file handling concept, then you are welcome. Okay, no, don't worry about it. So any question from your side? I still didn't get the solution for the same, the problem that I gave you on the very first day when we start the function, that you are supposed to make the, a very smart solution for the retail analytics, for retail industry. I didn't get from anyone. So any question you can ask me. So anyone, please.
Only more modules left.
Sorry, I didn't get.
More modules, like what is the syllabus now? Like how much?
Okay, the syllabus. Okay, I will tell you the core Python syllabus is
One is module, right? And the second one is file handling.
File handling, okay, and modules and database connectivity. These three, the function, the major module that we covered in great detail. Then file handling, you are still pending. We will cover it into again great detail, and we will make one simple script, one very interesting project into the file handling. And prior to move to the file handling, we will move to the modules, okay, because these are based on the function, so you can easily learn the modules. So we will move to the modules, and after that module I will move to the function, and after that I will move to the database connectivity. So hardly it will take the time approximately 2 weeks, 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks for this thing. This will take 3 to 4 days. Okay, this will again take 3 to 4 days. This will take 1 day. Okay, so hardly it will take your 2 weeks, approximately 2 weeks. So anything from your side?
Sir, in case of decorator function,
Mm-hmm.
so it means if we remove the annotation,
Then it will not work. Then it will not work.
then the above function, smart decorator will not work.
Yeah, yes, only normal function will work, because meaning of this one is the annotation. Okay, technically this is called annotation. That's I am specifying it before calling my function. This should first run. Somewhere you have seen into the Java, somewhere you have seen into the the Python as well when you are searching for the Google.
Alright, sir.
Anything else that you want to ask, Mohammed sir?